What's up, everybody? You're back in here with the Pro Football Pod. You've got Hulk and Coach with you today. Subscribe down below for the fellas. We're getting closer to that 500 subscriber benchmark. We're trying to give away jerseys out here. Help us help you. We got the Indianapolis Colts record prediction episode for you guys today. Looking into it, me personally, we'll get into it. I don't want to give too much away right now, but let's just say I think, it'd be better for the Colts if they had more of a solidified quarterback going into this year.
Agreed. As I was kind of going back and forth and all their position groups, there's not a whole lot of issues that they have except for their quarterback. And it's the most important position in sports. So it's really hard to just say they're going to whoop all these teams whenever they have one of the worst quarterback situations in the league. And as far as just an unknown variable.
Well, that, and I mean, Richardson, you can see the talent. But then it's it's to the point to where, all right, you either put it together or we're going to have to go to Daniel Jones. And we've seen what Daniel Jones has given you. So for a team that went 8-9 last season, I can't necessarily see them doing that much better than that going into this year.
They are the only team in the league, I believe, as well, that have 2 first-round quarterbacks taken in the top 6 of the NFL draft.
Okay, that is true now, because my brain immediately went to when Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield were both on the Panthers.
Okay, or Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy, though he was top 10 or 15, but still.
Yeah, yeah. So the Colts, I mean, they did bring in Tyler Warren in the first round. They added some more defensive pieces in the offseason with Javarius Ward and Cam Byron. DJ Giddens to give them some more weaponry in the backfield is nice for sure. Let's see, getting the schedule pulled up here for them. So they go week 1 at Miami. Week 2 they stay at home versus Denver. Week 3 at Tennessee. Week 4 Los Angeles. Let's break down those first 4. Out of those first 4 games, how do you think they fare coming out of those first 4?
I think Miami Dolphins have better coaching and have a more explosive offense. I think that if they're capable of just winning the game through defense and running the ball really well, that they could beat Miami. I think Denver is going to shock a lot of teams this year. Sean Payton, and with what he did last year, was really surprising. And then with all the pieces that Denver was able to grab up this year, I think that they're going to be a powerful team. I think Tennessee is going to be a win. I think that they can beat Tennessee. And then I also think that the Rams, I mean, having Matthew Stafford, if you just take this team and you say, okay, versus Tua has the win. Versus Bo Nix has a win. Versus a third game Cam Ward, Anthony Richardson should be able to pull out a W. Versus Matthew Stafford, no fucking way. So, if you just put it into, just quarterback play alone, I think that that's a really easy way of, thinking how these games are going to go. If it comes down to a one drive.
That's exactly how I see it in those first 4 myself. And mostly boiling down to what you just pointed out there. When it comes down to it, the most important position on the field, every other team has the edge. And I'll even say Tennessee has the edge in the quarterback department, except Tennessee's team as a whole, to me, is not better.
Exactly.
So I've got them 1-3 going out of that first 4 as well. Next 4 for them, they're at home again versus Vegas, at home versus Arizona Cardinals. They go on the road to the Chargers, and then they're at home with Tennessee there again. So I'll go first on this one. For me, I see Vegas as a loss. I see Arizona as a loss. I see the Chargers as a loss. And I see Tennessee at home. I'll give them a win right there because I think they split with Tennessee or we had them winning the first time,
Yeah,
but them at home, I like the Colts to still try to pull that one out. So they'll
exactly.
sweep Tennessee this year. So I've got them going 1-3 again in that next four slate.
Um, Completely agreed. I think that Las Vegas is a loss. Arizona is a loss. The Chargers with Harbaugh and everything that they've done, they've have a little bit of turnover on the offense as far as like positions, but they're all for the positive. I think, and like running back is going to come in and excel right away. Like
Hmm.
they already have Lad McConkey, so they don't need a receiver to come in and excel right away. In Trey Harris, he's going to have the opportunity by week 7 to have done that, and then Tennessee, I think that they beat them both times this year. I think Tennessee's still going to struggle a little bit because of their offensive line. Um, the rest of their offense is super explosive, and I'm really, really excited about Alec Aomaner and all these other pieces for Tennessee. But their offensive line still leaves a little bit to be desired, and Cam Ward isn't, Superman as much as we all would like for him to be.
Yeah. So, hey, Colts fans, here with us before you start shitting on us in the comments down there. Check back in whenever we do the Dolphins episode. I promise you, I'm not biased in any
Yeah.
form. I just call it as I see it. So you'll see in that episode, I'm not going to be very kind to Miami either. All right, the next four that we got dropping, they go on the road to Pittsburgh, at home versus Atlanta. Then they get their bye week,
Yep.
which that's going to be much needed because that's before they go on the road to Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're back home versus Houston. How do you see that four shaking out?
The Atlanta international game could potentially be a win for them, um, but I believe a
Those are
lot.
always wonky. Yeah.
Exactly. I believe a lot in Michael Penix. That offense, the defense has added some value. Whenever we talked about the Colts during the draft process, we talked about how they didn't have a whole lot of needs to fill. And if you look at like some of these positions that they have, like their wide receivers look pretty strong. Their offensive line looks pretty strong. Even with a down year, we all know what Taylor's going to be able to pull out for us. Their defensive line has a little bit of an age thing going on, and a couple of spots that aren't like super elite, but also pretty, pretty serviceable.
Hmm.
Um, Linebackers look okay. Their secondary is kind of their weakness on defense, but like I don't think that their defense is a bad defense by any means. I just think that Richardson had a couple of games last year where he threw the ball really, really far, and Alex Pierce caught it, and they made some big plays like that. But like as far as working the ball down the field, he didn't show the ability to prepare before the game to like make it to where he can just take over a football game as the quarterback. And we were so high on Richardson last year before the season started. We
Hmm.
thought he was a steal in fantasy, and he was going to take you to greatness.
Yeah, I
Um,
was one of those, and watched him sit on my bench, go for 4 for 12 for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then nothing else. So, yeah, it's frustrating.
so I've got
And
3 losses. I think that they lose
I've got him one
both
and
games.
three through that stretch again as well.
So you haven't taken Atlanta because there's no way you haven't taken Pittsburgh, right? Like,
I have him taking Pittsburgh.
ooh, that's hard for me to swallow just because of Pittsburgh as a team. Like,
Like I said though, but whenever it really boils down to it, like the quarterbacks, I would take Indy over what Pittsburgh currently has right now because Aaron Rodgers is not on that team yet.
this is just a game in Pittsburgh. If they were playing in
Now,
Indy,
okay,
I would have taken
if
it.
they drop Pittsburgh, like between Pittsburgh and Atlanta, I think they can pull out a win between those two. Like I don't see them going 0-4 through that stretch. All right, and then next, let's just finish it out with the last six here. At Jacksonville, at Seattle, home versus San Fran, home versus Jacksonville, and then they finish it off on the road at Houston.
You mean at Houston and then at Jacksonville? Or I'm sorry, home versus Houston, then at Jacksonville. So I think that for the home versus Houston, I think Houston wins. I think Houston has a chance of sweeping the whole division. If I'm being real, like Houston's team is just like Their only real weakness for me is their offensive line. Their defense is absolutely elite on like almost all three levels. Like their linebacker play could be a little bit better, but with
Hmm.
D'Amico, that doesn't really worry me at all. Their secondary and their defensive line are the best in the division. And then the wide receivers that they just added, having Joe Mixon, having wow, can't think of the quarterback's name, which is crazy. But yeah,
Stroud.
yeah, Stroud, CJ. Just in general, whole team, it looks elite. I think that they lose to Houston. I think they lose to Jacksonville on the road. I think that they beat Seattle. I'm sorry, lose to Seattle, which is a hard one. I kind of go back and forth. If this one was Indianapolis, I think that they take it.
Yep.
I think San Fran beats them. I think that they beat Jacksonville in Indy, and then I think Houston wins on the road
All
or
right, so you've
at
got
home.
them going 2-4 in that stretch.
Yep.
All right, so we see it's pretty much the same way. Like I can't really see him beating Houston. I mean, it very well could be when they have Houston at home for that 1 o'clock game. I can see that being a game that the Texans kind of have dropped in the past, just because there are those games where Stroud just looks like he has no idea what he's doing. Like
Hmm.
this last season, there was a couple of that. Now, a lot of Houston Texan fans will point to Bobby Slowick and the way he ran that offense. I don't know. So, looking at it overall, with them going 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, and then 2-4, my math serves me correctly. We have the Colts sitting with 5 wins, 12 losses.
And I have them only with 3 wins because I had them winning no games in that first in the bye week surrounding the bye week. I had them winning one in the first four, one in the second four, and then one in the final six. I think that they're able to beat Jacksonville in Indy. I think they're able to beat Tennessee Titans twice. And other than that, whenever it comes to Denver, the Rams, um, Las Vegas is a hard one for me to like say that they're going to lose it for certain. But Gino and everything else there, whenever it comes to quarterback play, I think that he can lead them to victory. Arizona, I think, is getting way better. Um, yeah, I think that 3 wins, and then hopefully they just go ahead and draft some offensive, quarterback
Which,
next
if
year.
if for betting purposes, I mean, most places have the Colts win total sitting at about 7.5 games.
Yeah,
So with you feeling, 3 wins, like to me, that's hammer that under
yeah.
and just sit there and ride it out and hope that, nothing clicks for either Danny Dimes or Anthony Richardson.
And I really hope that I'm wrong. I hope that Anthony Richardson turns it around. The biggest reason that I'm so against him this season isn't because of actually even how he played. It was him getting him pulling himself out of the game on the goal line after a long drive, and then the rumors about his ability to like prepare, that he wasn't like watching a ton of film and just like doing the thing that pros need to do to be great at the next level. He thought he was going to be able to out athlete everybody, and that's not
Hmm.
how the league works. Like that's just not the NFL.
Yeah, it does tend to seem like he just relies on his raw athleticism, which is fine to a point. So, hey, guys, if you're still here with us, we appreciate you. Hit hit that little red button down below that says subscribe. We're trying to give away jerseys out here. Help us, help you, help your family. Could be a nice little gift for somebody. TulsiRoseTea.com is the sponsor. We appreciate your time. Peace out.